Alright, welcome to Foundups House. And this is what I call Foundups House, is my room. So here is stuff that's going on here. And I want to show you, this here is the first prototype version of our bed. So basically, this is, a little privacy in here. I go in here, show you the entrance, and there is some lights up here, and there's a place for your computer on this side. You can see the lights up there. And it's kind of dark. I'm covering the, that's what here they are. But this is the bed. Reading light, and computer light. So, in a Foundups House, 20%, so one bedroom is dedicated to Foundups. So this is Foundups' room right here, and there's 4 beds in here. So ultimately, one bed is mine, and then we got 3 other beds here for folks to take their first internship. And Jonas, his bed's already taken, so there's 2 more people who can join us this fall in our first certification program. My name is Michael Trout, and I'm here at Foundups House. Now, Foundups House is a partnership with Entrepreneurship Island, and that's a hacker house. A hacker house basically is a house where people come together to launch their ideas, or they may be visiting Silicon Valley. Now, what I'm doing is converting a hacker house into a Foundup House. What does that mean? Well, number one, it means growing our own food. So we're going to put aquaponic systems, hydroponic systems, our members, these are funded by our members. Here is equipment for building the chicken coop. This is what I call Lego blocks for building what I'm going to show you, raised beds. And ultimately, we're going to be working over the fall, setting up a lot of the what's known as permaculture systems for the following year. All the way down here is going to be for hydroponic systems. That corner over there is going to be for the chuck-chucks. We're going to get bees up in the trees. And as I walk over here, I'll show you the rest of the permaculture garden. We have lots of things to build. This is a hydroponic test, and this is actually the tubing for it right here. And we're going to do what's known as hydrostatic system, which means we're going to have water running around this hydroponic system without any pumps, just using pressure and gravity. We teach something called what I call food hacking, and this is food hacking. Everything growing in here basically is from the kitchen, from the bok choy to all the tomato plants growing, everything in here. We also teach how to build really cool, sustainable garden like this one. The only thing that is added here is the plastic around the side, and that's just to hold the dirt in, to trap some humidity. We set up worm farms and other composting, and all of this is going to be producing food, and that's something that I'm working on right now, is transforming this. So I did the first stage, which is this bed. I've got more stuff to do out here. In this section here is also going to be more hydroponic tanks growing. We're going to grow everything from all kinds of fish, lobster, shrimp. Each tank is going to have a different level of filtration. The water is going to move from tank to tank to tank, and ultimately, we'll produce lots of kind of edibles here locally. We're putting in fruit trees. I want you to imagine what's going to happen with this fencing. It is going to be covered in blackberries and raspberries. This whole fencing, I already have blackberries growing over there. I'm going to train them to kind of grow all over, and this entire fence is going to be basically an orchard for picking blackberries and raspberries. So they're all going to grow together, and people will be able to walk around and pick to their heart's content. So what is a Foundups House? Well, number one, it's a permaculture homestead for growing your own food, and we grow our own food using something called food hacking, something I created, which is all about taking food from the current grocery store and regrowing it. So to a point where we can subsidize our food and replace the grocery store food. And for example here, look at these here. This here is, they're drying out. These are all tomato seeds, right? And I have them out here just drying out in the sun, right? And they're ready to be planted. So these seeds can, could be rinsed off, dried one more time. If I put water on them, they may sprout. But every one of these seeds here basically came out of tomatoes, and these are all good to go. Let's move these in the sun, dry them off, like that, and once they're dry, I can actually put them in packs and actually give them to the community. But what I'm actually doing is I'm growing tomatoes for my neighbors. Imagine that. These are all tomato plants, all in here. These are all tomato plants. So right now I am growing them, and they're enjoying the sun after all this rain. This bed has basically been soaked with water, so that's good. In a hacker house, or even in a Foundup house, you got a community space. We have a space for watching movies together, because it can all be permaculture and playing, and you can sit and relax, have a conversation. We have a library, we have lots of games, we have books and stuff you can read over there. We eat dinner together, and actually right here, here's Tom. Say hi, Tom. What are you cooking, Tom?
Well, some stew meat.
Oh, wow, look at that.
I think it's a little bit sorry. Fix it.
So he's got to fix it. He's tasting his food and cooking it up. I'm looking forward to eating that. And he's got some other food here. This was some of my lasagna that I cooked last night, and I should have pulled it out. It's a little cooked, but it's actually really good. Here's the food that you have access to. Anyone that's here at the house basically has access to this food, who's on the meal plan. The meal plan is $6 a day. So look at all this amazing food. So this is a big project. This is going to be our CNC router space, our tools, everything in here. And we got a lot of stuff to clear out, a lot of stuff to move around. So this is one of those projects that we'll be working on over the summer and also this fall. This area currently being used by one of our startup people here who has Teleflorist. This is basically going to be our space for the 3D printer. I want you to imagine a house that comes with an Uber and Zipcar all in one, where basically when you come visit a Foundups house, you have access to a vehicle. We have electric scooters and stuff for people to use, or bicycles, and it's a community for improving the community. So Foundups are ideas for saving the planet, launched locally here. They're funded globally. They're funded by you becoming a member of Foundups.com by simply clicking on join. Now, what does membership do? Well, membership helps fund the creation of this. We have lots of things to do, like there's going to be stuff that we're going to need to buy, like a CNC router, 3D printer, so your contribution goes towards that. And ultimately, you're supporting a vision of a decentralized business model called Foundups, where imagine instead of having a few people own companies, they're owned by the many. Imagine companies where 80% of the net profits are rolled back into the system, eliminating needs of VCs and angels. That's Foundups. It's a new paradigm shift. We are not focused on making money. We're focused on providing solutions like this one. This is amazing cleaner that I made, all-purpose cleaner. Now, I read the label on the product that I bought, and I just improved on it. The limes came locally from a local tree, the water's from local, and I made it right here. And what I'm going to do now is provide it to the neighbors to try for free. You may say, oh, you sell products. No, we give away products, and if they like the products, they become a member. So one such person I want to give it to is a Korean restaurant owner that I ran into around the corner. And I said, well, try the product. And then if he likes the product, I said, well, what do you want to spend for the product? I don't tell them how much it costs. What do you want? What do you want to spend for the product? You may say $2 a bottle. Say $1 a bottle. Well, how many bottles do you want a month? You may say, I want 10 bottles. You may say, I want 20 bottles. And I say, well, if it's $2 a month and you want 40 bottles, then become a member for $40 a month. And I'll provide you those bottles. I'll make the product, I'll deliver it to you, and guess what? Now you're funding a product made locally, distributed locally, just for you. See, all of our products that we provide out there are provided to our members. You can't buy a Foundups product. We give away our Foundups product to our members. So, Foundups in a way is kind of like an Uber without Uber. It's kind of like a Zipcar without Zipcar. Their ideas launch locally, they're funded globally by folks like you, and they're owned collectively. Because when you become a member of Foundups, this product becomes yours. The brand and everything else, right now I'm testing it, but one day we're going to have a Foundups brand on here, where we already have a brand, and we'll have our own sticker systems, and you'll be able to make this product, you'll be able to sell the product under our brand, and our brand is going to become so pervasive that it's going to be recognized as well as Coca-Cola. People will see our brand and will cherish our brand, but what they won't know, or we will sell it, made locally, made sustainably. That's Foundups.